Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how I make my handles for mugs. There are many different ways to make handles, but because I'm working with porcelain, I like to keep my handles thin so that they are about the same thickness of the walls of my mugs so that they dry more evenly. First thing I do is slide off a few pieces of the clay off the block using my wire. I just hold my thumb along the top and pull it towards me so I can try to get a consistent thickness throughout. Then I bring it over and slap it down on my Bailey slab roller. Connect the two pieces together, flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to roll it through by using these boards. Each one has a different thickness, and I just keep adding the boards to make the slab the desired thickness that I want, which is about 1/4 of an inch. Then I take my metal rib and compress the clay so that it just strengthens the clay, and then I flip it over using another board which keeps the clay nice and flat. Otherwise, porcelain tends to have a memory, and if you bend it and stretch it too much, it will distort your end product. So you have to be careful with that. Once I have my slab, I will trim the ends off just to clean them up. I usually make them about between 6 and 7 inches. So I just kind of measure and make sure of that. I used to line up my ruler and make marks for like 1 inch at a time, but I found that I can skip that now and just kind of eyeball it, which I think is kind of part of the fun of creating it, is just to kind of look at it and estimate. Plus these are handmade and I don't want them to be exactly the same. So a little bit of difference of a millimeter is not going to make a difference in the end. I use up all of the clay that I've rolled as much as possible because why waste clay? So once I have that all done, I will put away the scraps in a bag and cover that up until I'm ready to start pulling them, which is what I'm doing here. I just hold it over water and wet it a lot and slide my fingers over it to smooth everything out, and then I cover it until I'm ready to add them to the mugs, which is usually the next day. Then I'm adding them carefully to each mug. I usually make a bunch extra so that I can have a choice of which ones fit best on which mugs. And I decorate them all a little bit differently to make each one unique. Cover them in plastic for a few days. And there's the finished product, your new favorite mug, available on my Etsy shop. Please like, follow, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you in the next video.